So here we are. It's a crisp morning, and we've just left the campsite. I've had to get out of the campsite to do the video because they were being very particular about Boomer being on a leash, and not only when he is on a leash does he hate it, but he just has to sit there, which means he's cold because he's not moving. So I wanted to get moving as quick as possible, so I didn't shoot a video in camp. We're a little ways down the road from it, but we're trying to go another 21 or so miles today, which I don't know how he's going to cope with that. I think I'm going to have to put him in a trailer for a fair bit, even though he'll want to be out, because he didn't eat at all yesterday. Besides the food scraps that I gave him of cheese and the like, he didn't touch his food at all. So I don't know how he's going to go today, and I might only let him run for maybe 10 miles and have to do the other 10 with me. We'll see. We'll see how he goes. So we have reached a little bit of a obstacle here in the road. There's trees the whole way across, and then there's a fairly steep embankment here, and I think the bike could get around that, but the trailer is not going to. It will go down that embankment. So I'm going to have to figure out a different way of getting around this. I might have to take the trailer off and lift it over this log, because it's not going to get around any other way. Fun. Okay, so we are around it now. By taking the trailer off, I was able to lift it over that obstacle fairly easily. So we are back in business, and Boomer was very patient, weren't you, boy? You kind of just laid down there on the side and soaked up the sun, huh? Yeah, you're a good boy. So we've just pulled into this nice camp spot, and Boomer is finally eating. He didn't eat this morning, didn't eat yesterday, so he's finally eating, which is a good thing. But it's a very nice camp spot. I wish this is where we're going to be staying for the night, because it's beautiful. Right there on the river. The river's right back there. He already went down and had a nice big long drink and a wallow in it. But it's lovely. It's secluded. It's a little bit off the trail, which is also nice. So the trail is over that direction. The trail is right in there. So it's off the trail, which is nice. But I just got done talking to a bike patrol. 3 volunteers on bike patrol on the trail, and they told me that tomorrow there's a big 50-mile race that comes along this part of the trail. So I think my plan that I had formulated in my mind to try and get to Williamsport tomorrow and maybe find a hotel might be a good idea, because evidently there's going to be lots and lots of people on this trail, which I don't want to share the trail with them. I like the seclusion of it. So being off the trail for that, plus there's an 80% chance of rain tomorrow. Perfect time to be off the trail. So we might try that. But anyways, this is a great camp spot. And it's been a nice spot for us for a break for lunch as well. So we're enjoying it while we can. And this boy seems to be eating finally. So here we are at one of the dams across the river, and this boy makes me nervous because he's right there on the edge the whole time, wants to see over it, walking along the edge. It makes me so nervous. It's a long drop down there, boy. Yeah, it's a nice dam. Things are flowing downstream. And it was somewhere down there, way down there, that we had lunch. See, look, this is what I'm talking about. Look at him. He's laying with his paws over the edge. Cheeky boy. So we're here at what is known as the Big Slackwater, which is where the canal dumps into the river. This is the backup from that dam I showed you. And so it's just like a big lake almost. It's just what they call the slackwater because it's just that slack water. And then all along the side of it is the towpath, where in the olden days the mules pulled the boats through this slack water. But now they have some sections that are still the old towpath, but a lot of it is this, as you can see, like a concrete, sometimes elevated concrete pathway along the edge. And this is the first bit of concrete we've been on since the very beginning. Oh, it's so nice and so smooth. It's so different from the mud and the sticks and the leaves and the gravel that we've been on for, it seems like, forever now. But Mr. Cheeky, as always, he's got to see over the edge. He's going right to the edge of these things and looking over. He's the biggest, nosiest boy I know. Right? You're trying to give Daddy a heart attack, aren't you? Yeah, you're a good boy, though. So Boomer's trying to find a drink. This is at one of the locks. And this looks like it was at one point like a staircase down here to the water. And of course he has found his way down and is doing his usual thing. Laying down, drinking. But it's a good spot for a break. This is some sort of a pool, it looked like, leading out onto the river. There's where it went out onto the river. And the canal path is right here above it. And there's the river out there. But there's also what looks to be another staircase down and over there. And this is the creek coming in here. So I don't know exactly what they put the walls in here and created this little area for, but it's nice. A nice little swimming area in summer. And of course Boomer thinks it's a great cooling off drinking area now. So here's that little pool where Boomer was just drinking from the other side. And back here behind it, I mean, given the water wheel, I wonder if that was some sort of a mill works or something. It's possible. And I noticed just down the canal here, I don't know, maybe 30, 40 meters on the left-hand side, it looks like an old house, probably used by the guys who tended the mules and stuff. But they tucked it right in there, so we're going to go have a look at that. So here we are, walking down to this house, which is just here on the left. I mean, it's tucked in right against, you know, almost a cliff face here. And it's a tiny wee little place, but it's built with the same sort of architecture as the other lock houses, so I'm assuming that's what it must be. But I mean, had a fireplace, a couple of windows, but well, if this was your house, this is tiny, very tiny. Hi, it's now, I don't know, just past 4 o'clock, and the sun is just above the horizon already. It gets dark so early. But we're in our campsite, and this is a lot more secluded than the last one, which is great. There's nobody else around. It's the way I like it. But tomorrow, not only is it supposed to rain, there's supposed to be some sort of a big long-distance race that's taken in this section, or using this section of the C&O Canal towpath. So, yeah, I don't really fancy, you know, riding along here with 1,000 other people. So, we're not far from Williamsport. We're probably about 8 or 10 miles out, And in Williamsport, there's a Red Roof Inn, which dogs are for free. Gotta love that. And so we're gonna stay there for the night. Hopefully, wash some clothes, get cleaned up, relax, get out of the rain, and have ourselves a nice night. That's the idea. Not that we don't have nice nights out here, we do, just a different sort of nice night. And hopefully it'll also be a much shorter day for Boomer tomorrow. I end up having to backtrack about 2 miles today. I dropped a glove, and it's a good glove. It does a lot to keep my hands warm, especially in the morning, so I needed it. I couldn't go around one glove. Michael Jackson. So I had to go back and get it. So 2 miles there, 2 miles back, that's 4 miles. And I did it at the trot because, first of all, it was going back the other way, so it was downhill for 2 miles. And we were flying. We were doing almost 10 miles an hour. I mean, I get the fact that for you that doesn't seem to be flying, but for me, that's like flying. And then we rode back, of course, and so Boomer's extra tired. So he ran probably over 20 miles today. So he's pretty tired. He's pretty tired, which is a lot more than I wanted him to do. So tomorrow, hopefully a nice light day. And after that, I'm going to really try and do some planning because I got a hold of a map today. I'm going to try and do some planning and do some really small segments, 10, 15 miles max, because I think it's taking its toll on him, and I don't want it to. So anyway, I'm about to make some dinner and hopefully have a very uneventful evening. So I will see you tomorrow.